Hey, you guys, welcome back to the Mountain Morning Show. We're talking about Running with Ed. It's happening May 16th, and the due date for registration closes this Friday. And I am so pleased to have 4 individuals in studio with us to tell us about all the great things happening with Running with Ed. We have a full set this morning. Let's first start here at the end. We have Holly Ray. She is a teacher of Latinos in Action, or LIA, and some other classes as well. And then we also have Haley Lebsack. Welcome. Nice to have you here. You are a trainer. Then we also have a brother-sister duo here, which is kind of fun. Daisy Casarubias and her brother Victor. Welcome to the show, you guys. How are you this morning?
Thank you.
Good.
Great. It's so nice to have you here. I always enjoy having students on the show because they kind of add a truly exciting, I think, perspective into what Running with Ed does, because they're benefiting from the programs that Running with Ed is assisting with. So to begin with, Holly, let's talk about a little bit of your background and this class that you teach.
Okay, I've been teaching at Treasure Mountain Junior High for the past 9 years, and Latinos in Action, I've had that class for the past 5. It is a leadership class that serves our bilingual population, and we focus on college readiness and service, doing community service in our community and also in our classrooms. I have 2 sections. One goes to Parley's Park and one goes to Trailside, where we go into classes and help kids with reading and whatever they need, whatever the teacher needs.
And then we have Victor and Daisy here who are part of that class, which sounds pretty fun. Like you said, you learn lots of leadership techniques and stuff. You do service-oriented projects and things. Victor, what's your favorite part of being in the class?
My favorite part of being in the class is going to the elementary schools and just reading with kids, because every time I go, I see their face, they're smiling to see me, having me there.
Excited.
Yeah.
That's great. What about you, Daisy?
Doing a lot of community service.
That's great that you could truly say you enjoy the community service aspect. Because oftentimes, I mean, I remember being your age where I kind of did it because I was like, oh, this will look good on a college resume. But then eventually when I did, I was like, oh, I'm glad I'm here. I'm glad I'm doing it. So I'm so pleased to see that you guys are involved in that and that you're enjoying it. Holly, let's talk about how you met Haley in terms of when you decided to get your class involved in Running with Ed.
So I have always, every year I've participated in the race, but I've always done it with teachers. And it's so much fun, and it's such a great opportunity to learn about fitness and to build sort of a community and make friends. And this year I thought, why don't I get my students involved this time? So I contacted Jen Billow at the Ed Foundation, and she put me in touch with Haley. And Haley was just more than willing to come and help work with our kids to train them, to get them in shape for the race day.
Excellent. Haley, what really caught your attention about working with these 10 kids? I mean, you have quite the background. You know a thing or two about running and training. Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, I grew up in a running family, but when I was their age, I would run the mile in PE 3 laps so slowly, I thought the teacher would assume it was 4 laps. I hated running. And I got into running about college, and it changed my life. It's my passion, it's my therapy, it's how I make friends, how I see the world. It's everything to me. And so when I was emailed by Holly and Jen, I realized if I could get just even half the group after Running with Ed to keep running, to find that release from stress, to find that peace and that happiness, it'd mean everything to me. It's more important than some of the fast elite marathon runners I help coach.
Right. So working with these 10 kids and Victor and Daisy being part of that group, many of which have never probably trained for a race before. Victor, you do track, so you're one of the couple, I think. How many runners are actually out of those 10 kids that have done it before? Do we know?
Victor, I think, is the only one.
Are you the only one? Wow.
Yeah,
Leading the team. That's great, Victor. Well, tell me about the training process with these kids, because there truly is a very valuable technique when it comes to running, because oftentimes we train for every other sport, but people don't really realize, yes, there is training that you need to do to be a successful runner.
So the main focus for this run is just to have fun. Right. We're not worried about time. We're not worried about speed. We're not worried about anything. We're just going out and having fun and staying injury-free. So we're going to they've started last Saturday, and we are practicing the legs, or the majority of the legs, on Saturdays, and they will have a couple of runs they do on their own during the week. And we'll just do a few, when we're running together. I think Daisy experienced that with me last week, kind of talked to her about where her upper body should be, how her foot should land right under her body, staying relaxed, breathing techniques, all that kind of thing, just to get them through it. I think the start for Running with Ed is just to get consistency and have it become a part of their lives. And then if it is something they want to continue doing, you start to focus on the form drills, the speed drills, and everything else.
Great. Well, Victor and Daisy, tell me about your team. So these are your classmates that are on the team. Do you have a name for it?
Our
The team?
What was it?
Overcome and
Adversity.
Diversity.
Celebrate diversity.
Yeah.
That's a long name.
mouthful.
I totally get it.
It's a mouthful.
So overcome
Adversity,
celebrate
celebrate
diversity. I
diversity.
like that. That's why you guys dressing up for it.
Yeah, we're planning to get some shirts, custom shirts for us,
Nice.
and we have shoes that we're gonna get from.
That's right, Ultra.
Ultra has
Ultra.
donated 10 pairs of shoes.
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty exciting. They were on the show talking about running with it, and they have some pretty incredible shoes to help you do your best at that. So that's great.
Yeah.
Daisy, what are you most looking forward to about the run? I mean, I'm kind of like Haley, where I still haven't gotten to the point where I do run. I'm still at that point where I run the slowest in gym class. That's kind of how I was. Daisy, what are your thoughts about running? What do you enjoy about it? Do you see it as something that you'll want to continue doing, or is this more of like this is a good cause? What are your thoughts on
No,
that?
I think I want to run more.
Uh-huh.
I want to get like more experience and yeah.
That's great. That's nice that you have someone like Haley to help you guys with that, because I feel like she would really be an energizing force to help you want to get more involved. That's pretty
Very
cool.
much.
Yeah. Well, let's talk more about why you feel this is so valuable for your students to get involved in. I mean, not only is it, of course, raising awareness for running with Ed, but there's a lot more to it, Holly.
So we are going to be the first Latino team to run, to participate in Running with Ed. And that's so exciting because the kids really want to show that they want to participate in our community events and be a part of our community events. And this is their way of showing support for our schools
Wonderful.
and giving back to the system that's helped them.
Very
So.
good. So I have to ask this, and Joe, my co-host Joe and I often ask people from Running with Ed, what person on the team is running the upward slope, the Utah Olympic Park slope? Is that you? You're doing it.
yeah.
How did you get wrangled into that? Is it because you're the runner?
more experienced one, so.
Take that as a compliment, because
Yeah.
that's a pretty decent trek going uphill like that. That's great. I love hearing about things like that. Well, Daisy and Victor, as you've been part of LA, I'm sure you've learned some incredible skills from that class. Let's talk a little bit about what you guys want to do. In a couple years, you'll be graduating from high school and stuff. Victor, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Still undecided, but I think I'm leaning toward like engineering kind of.
Wow. Do you think you'll stay in Utah to go to school or college, or do you want to go somewhere outside?
I think I'll stay in Utah probably.
Cool.
Yeah.
Excellent. What about you, Daisy?
I want to be a cartoonist.
A cartoonist? No kidding. You should design the shirts for your team or something. That'd be fun. That's neat. What got you into that?
I don't know. I was just interested in art, and he showed me how to draw.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
Oh, how fun. And these guys are only a year apart, I might add, which is kind of fun that you're that close in age. That's neat. So are you planning on going to school here in Utah or somewhere else?
I'm not sure.
Not sure yet? It's okay, you got a couple years to decide. I truly was still trying to figure it out when I was in college. I was like, man, I love this. There's so many fun things to do, but glad to hear you guys have some ideas on hand. That's great. Well, Haley, let's talk a little bit about, for those out there who are interested in still joining, you can still register by this Friday.
Registration closes Friday.
Okay.
And they still have spots available for teams and those single ultra runners who want to do the whole thing by themselves.
And it's happening.
And
It is.
yeah.
Well, interestingly, we talked to a Park City High School team yesterday. 2 kids are running the full race, which just blows my mind. I have no idea how they're doing this. But yeah, you have such a diversity of teams, I think, which is so wonderful. And before I let you guys go, Haley, I want you to give our viewers, maybe as we enter this last month before the race, what are some last minute ideas for training can you think of?
As you get closer to the race, the last 2 weeks before the race, take it easy, taper. You can't gain or lose fitness generally in just 2 weeks, so don't stress as it gets a little bit closer. So where we are right now is kind of your peak time. It should be your high mileage weeks. You can still be strength training, focusing on mobility as well. There's a yin yoga class that happens Tuesday mornings at 9 or 10 that Ariel teaches that I really recommend for runners. That's a great thing to check out. And right now it's just about staying healthy and strong.
All right.
You've done the base work for the most part. You're ready to go.
And I like how with these kids your focus is on having fun, making sure it's a positive experience. So good luck, you guys. I am so proud of you for being involved in something like this. I still haven't gotten gutsy enough to sign up myself. So good luck out there. Excited for you guys, truly. And Holly, thanks for the work you're doing and putting this team together and working with these kids. That's great. Anything else to add? I think we covered it all, right? Okay, well, you can go online to find out more to the Ed Foundation and, of course, Running with Ed as well. It happens May 16th. If you're not running, get out and support one of the teams. They're, of course, doing some fundraising and such, and you can go out and have a party at every stop is how it is, pretty much. So you're going to have a blast either way. We'll be right back after this quick commercial break. Much more coming at you right here on the Mountain Morning Show.